Hi class, Sabin and Pat here today. We're going to be going over some warm-ups, some stretches, and some animal walks to start our lesson today. Follow along at home. 10 jumping jacks. 1, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6, sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 10, sir. Deep breath in. Let it go slow. Deep breath in. Let it go slow. Let's get into our squat. Flat foot, knees wide. Place the hands on the mat, jump the feet back. 10 shoulder tags. 1, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir. Jump the feet to the hands, back to your squat. Back break fall. Hands under the bottom, feet to the sky. 10 leg swings. Eight, sir, 9, sir, 10, sir. Tuck and roll from your heels to your shoulders. Back to your squat, reach. Hands on the mat, jump the feet back. 10 quality push-ups, all the way down, all the way up. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. Make sure you're not double counting. You're only counting at the top of your push-up. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. Jump your feet back to your hands, back break fall. Cannonball crunches 10 times. If you want to make this cannonball crunch a little harder, keep your feet off the mat. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. Active rest sitting in your boat when you're done. Now that we're nice and warmed up, let's do some basic stretches. Butterfly to start us off. Deep breath in. Nose towards the toes. Up, both legs out straight. Pike stretch, toes up. Reaching. First, try to stretch the head back. Second, try to stretch the head towards the knees. And up. Single leg stretch. Toes up. One leg open to the side. Reaching for the foot. See if you can interlace your fingers and grab the ball of your foot. Head to your knee. Switch. If you can't grab your toes, another option is to take the slack out of your pants. And use that to help you succeed. Bring the legs across, one leg on top for our half lotus. Reach forward with the chest, head down. Let's bring it back up, switch it over. Try to bring that foot all the way back towards the hip. And last stretch, our straddle stretch. Toes up, legs wide, no bridges. Push them flat. Let's reach over towards each side. And the middle. I like to alternate sometimes by pointing the toes when I reach to the middle. And then come back to flex feet when I reach to the sides. If you'd like to make your middle stretch a little bit harder, reach for the big toes as you drop the chest. Shake it out. Keep waving those legs. Bring them all the way together. Legs crossed, hands on the knees, back straight, chin up, eyes on you. Now that we're nice and stretched and we had our warm-up, let's practice some of our favorite animal walks. I'll be doing these side to side. Follow along and make sure to use your space wisely. Our first animal walk is going to be the rabbit. And then reverse it. Next animal walk is going to be our monkey roll. Make sure when you do your roll, you're making a frame, a wheel, with your arms. Bringing that frame towards your surface and rolling all the way from the shoulder to the hip. Practice safely. This last animal walk is a tricky one. It's called the sidewinder. I wanted to open up those hips on those half lotus stretches for this one. So you're going to start in a modified pigeon. You're going to lift yourself up. You're going to bring that back leg into the front, and then you're going to set down on the opposite hip. Then we're going to sit up again. Bring the back leg across. Think of it like you're just taking a knee. And then you're going to go to the edge and sit very controlled onto the side and your hip. I like to use my arms to give me a little extra momentum. Sidewinder. Today's kicking lesson, we will focus on the side kick. This is one of our basic kicks that's overlooked many times. So remembering the basic pattern for any kick, chamber, extension, refold, I'll break down the side kick for you now. The side kick is a little bit different than the front and round kick that we practiced in our last class. The side kick has a lot more power because we're using a bigger part of our leg and we're thrusting into our kick. So, just like our round kick, we're going to start by opening the gate. We're going to pivot and then lock in the heel. Now, we're going to bring our back leg around for our side kick chamber, and we want to bring the knee all the way to the opposite shoulder, like we're giving that leg a hug. Then, we're going to keep that guard up. We're going to think about there's a force pushing against our knee and driving our kick out. And then we're going to pull that knee back in and then set it back down. Two options, we can set it in front or behind. As always, setting in front is a little easier and it advances your attack. All right, so watch again. Open the gate, turning the hip, turning the knee, chamber, passing through your round kick chamber and coming all the way across to your side kick chamber. It's almost as if you're going to front kick towards the side, but that's not your target. Your target's here. So now we're going to push all the way through, extending, hitting with the heel and the blade of the foot, bringing it back nice and tight before we set it down. All right? So some common mistakes on this side kick is just not opening the gate. You have a closed hip, it's really hard to push that side kick with good power. So get that hip open, all right? Another mistake is sometimes we turn our shoulders too much. And so we'll side kick like this. And we lose sight of our target. So make sure to keep your eyes and your shoulders looking straight ahead. And don't turn your back and make it more of a back kick. Right? In some situations, we might want to use a back kick in self-defense, but for our good kicking basics, we want to have a chamber, extension, refold, eyes on our target. All right, so now that we've broken the kick down, let's do it a couple times together. All right, so guard stance number 1 is going to be right leg back. Ready? 5 side kicks. Putting that leg behind you each time. Tora. Switch. Now, I want you to practice both legs. I'm going to change my angle, but practice the other side. All right? So, guard up tight. Open the gate. Chamber, extension, refold. Set it down. 2. 3. 4. Last one, 5. Key up. And that is our yup chuggy side kick. Now, you notice I use the term there at the end, key up. Terminology lesson for the day. Key up means to yell or to tap into that energy. I want you to key up from your belly, not from your throat. All right? Now, we're practicing at home, so we need to be respectful to others around. But try key up with me if you can. If you can't, then key up maybe at another time. But our key up is going to come from the belly. All right? Not from our throat. From the belly, where our power resides. Now, we're going to be moving into our forms lesson. Our last lesson, we covered our star block and defense set. Today, I'd like to go over universal number 1. I'll demonstrate now. Guard stance number 1. I will be mirroring the class on this one, okay? So follow along. I'll be using my opposite side, but in hopes that we'll be mirroring each other. All right, universal number 1, 8 movements. Back fist, punch, front kick, down block, drop to one knee, punch, punch, leopard strike. Now, this form combines some strikes, a block, a kick, and a really awesome animal technique. Now, the animal techniques on these universal forms are inspired by our lineage in Kung Fu, and that the early masters were imitating the animals and how they might defend themselves or how they might strike against others. All right? So that's where Sabin and Jamie pulled these inspirational animal techniques from. All right, let's try it again. This time I'm going to face away. You follow along. Tension. Guard stance 1. Universal number 1. Back fist. Punch. Front kick. Down block. Drop to one knee. Punch, punch. Leopard strike. Now, check this out. When we do our leopard strike, we want to make sure that we curl our fingertips down to the first knuckle ridge, and we don't close our fist. We keep that palm open. We're high blocking with one hand, and we're striking right towards the fulcrum, right underneath the nose here. Nice and strong. Okay, so that's universal number 1, back fist punch, front kick. What comes next? Oh, that's right. Down block, drop to one knee, punch, punch, finishing with the animal of the leopard. In our next lesson, we'll be covering universal number 2, so you don't want to miss out. In the next part of our lesson, we're going to go over our basic jab and cross. This is inspired from our boxing and kickboxing techniques. Follow along. We're going to bring our right leg back, and we're going to be in our guard stance. We've done this in our form. And we're going to have our lead hand and our back hand, which corresponds with our lead and our back leg. And so our jab is going to be this lead hand. Quick punch. And our cross is going to be our power punch, backhand. jab, lead hand, cross, backhand. Now, if you have a partner at home, maybe you have a parent or a sibling, one person can kind of hold their hands up and create little mitts. You don't want to hit too hard, but you're going to use that as a target, and you're going to be reaching across to those targets to follow through with your punches. So again, lead hand jab, backhand cross, lead hand jab, backhand cross. Now, what I want you to do is you're going to set a timer, and you're going to go for 30 seconds, and I want you to move around, and I just want you to throw just random jabs and crosses, okay? And just mix it up. If you want to switch sides, you can fluidly just switch sides. But if you switch sides, then the hands also switch too. So I want you moving for 30 seconds, okay? So you got a timer ready? I'm going to use the clock here at the studio. If you want to use your timer at home, do so now. All right, you ready? Get in your guard stance and pretend you got, some people surrounding you, and you might have to use some jabs and crosses. All right, ready? Time starts now. Staying quick on the toes. Keep your head moving. If you need to take a little breath in between, keep that breath. Keep going. 5 seconds. Time. Deep breath in. Excellent, students. All right, so if we're putting our jab and our cross on a target, we want to make sure to turn our punches over. Sometimes I see students, they'll punch halfway out. We want to get that last little bit of rotation and make sure we're hitting with the first 2 knuckles. So we're here in our guard stance. Lead hand is jab, rotating the hip inward. Cross, backhand, making sure we're keeping a nice, solid line and no bending of the wrist or rotation of the wrist. Keeping it nice and straight here as we rotate straight through. Jab again. Quick punch. Cross. Power punch. All right. So, if you've got some targets at home, make sure to practice safely. We need to strengthen our wrists. That's why we do our push-ups. Sometimes we do them on our knuckles. That's a good way to strengthen for your punches. And if you don't have a target like a bag, then practice the last drill that we did and do another 30 seconds of shadow boxing, jabs, and crosses. All right? Thanks for watching our lesson today. Hope these techniques helped you further your martial arts journey. Chabi, Chayam, Sir, Kunye, Sabanim, Salute, Tongsu.